Hey everyone, what's up? Tony here. Hope you're well. Welcome to episode number 3 of my Football Manager 21 Journeyman career save. As you know, we are managing Arsenal, but not that Arsenal. It's the other Arsenal. You know, Arsenal Dzerzhinsk. The Arsenal that are in the Belarusian First Division. That Arsenal. But I guess you kind of already knew that, didn't you? Run the intro. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's episode number 3 of my Football Manager 21 Journeyman career save. I hope you're well. I hope you've enjoyed the first couple of videos. Obviously, thank you so much for everyone who has watched them. Appreciate obviously all the comments. If you haven't seen them, go back and have a check out. Obviously, it explains how we got to become the manager of Arsenal Dzerzhinsk in the Belarusian First Division. Today is a big day. Today is a big day because we actually lead the team out for the first time under my stewardship. We've got 2 weeks to get ourselves sorted out. We're going to face Orsha, who are currently mid-table. We're sat 5th, so like Arsenal, we're aiming for top 4, and that'll apparently be good enough for us. We of course have a running rivalry with Volna-Pinsk, who they sold us a bit of a dream and then a bit of a lie. They pulled the rug out from under us, so we have a bit of a rivalry with Volna-Pinsk. They're languishing down the bottom and could potentially get relegated, which I'll be honest would be it would be funny. And I don't want it to be funny because I want to play them next year and I want to beat them badly, really badly. But that's next year, and I'm focusing on finishing this season. We've got 5 games left. It's essentially just going to be a bit of a run out, to be honest, for the players, because we are. We're safe. We obviously do potentially have a chance to get into the playoffs, and it gives the players a chance for me to learn about them, see what they're like, and of course, we're going to have players who are out of contract, so players are playing for their livelihood. So I suppose we should probably do a bit of meet and greet, actually, because I don't actually think we've met the players yet as part of the team meeting. So we'll go and do the meeting. We'll introduce ourselves, and then we can at least put some names to some faces. Right, so general overall cohesion, very poor. That's not great, to be honest. They're working a bit short, operating as a unit. Collective mental state is disappointing. Look, I mean, they've won their last 2 games, so I'm sure that they'll be able to pull stuff around. I'm the new manager. I'll come in. Maybe it's just a bit of uncertainty, They've had a bit of a blip during the middle of the season. I think we're starting to turn stuff around now. So, let's just sort of take that as, something to work with, I guess. We need to go in there and just, lay it all down and sort of say, look, here we are. This is what we're going to do for the rest of the season. And I need these players to be on side, so that's good. Everyone's really happy, really, really nice, Hello, I'm your new boss. Hope you're well. Where would you like to see us improve? Now, I'll be honest, I don't really want to make any promises. I don't want to say, goalkeepers, 3 stars. Maybe we need to do goalkeepers, maybe strikers. I don't really know. I feel a bit I'm under pressure now to make the right decision. Strikers. Need strikers. Next season, we need strikers. Goals. That's what we need. Goalkeepers. No, strikers, definitely. Oh, right, okay. I appear to have pissed the entire team off within seconds. Not great. Let's abort, get out. Just we'll move on. You don't need to worry about what we're going to strengthen with next season. Let's just finish this season, and we'll work that out later when no one else is around and I can't be held accountable. So that's went well. Only annoyed the team based on the fact that we are going to look to try and bring in more firepower. Footballers, eh? Oh yeah, one thing that was mentioned, by the way, in the comments on episode 1 when we took the job was that, look, there's clearly some sort of money laundering going on here. We're paying £11,000 a year rent, plus whoever takes the rent in gets 100% of the gate receipts. Now, That doesn't seem right, does it? And I guess, though, when you think about the fact that half of the league have been done for match fixing, it would suggest that, a little bit of money laundering / embezzlement is kind of par for the course. Now, of course, I'm not going to cast aspersions upon that, but it may be something we might have to look out for as the career goes on, because if all of a sudden they turn around and go, we've got no money, I'll be like, well, because you're giving all the money away. That's why, Maybe try and renegotiate a better deal or do some sponsorship or something. I'm sure we can sort something out. But anyway, more positive news. Let's look forward to my debut. I'm really excited. I'm genuinely excited to get onto this now. I know obviously the first couple of episodes have been building up to this point, so we're going to get to see the team play for the first time. We're going to see what we've got, because I know obviously in terms of the internal coaching staff, they've said some players are like 4.5 stars, and they probably are for this league. But how good they are in the grand scheme of things, who knows? But we'll see. Are the tactics going to work? What sort of way are we going to play? What's our identity? Who knows? This is a chance for us to all build together, I suppose, is how we need to look at it. As we've said before, we are currently 5th. We'll double check the rules before we get started, because I've never managed in Belarus before, and I'm sure there's going to be some weird bits that we might need to learn. In particular, 2 players have, like I said, there has to be at least 2 players who are under 20 in the starting 11. In the starting 11. Right, so there's got to be 2 players under 20 at all times on the pitch. And then 4 under 20s in the squad. 2 goalkeepers, that's fine. No foreigners. And only players registered for the competition eligible to play. Well, obviously, because teams have been done for match fixing, so obviously eligible players. But, I mean, under 20s. Just seeing that written down is really weird. The 1st of January 2000. Of course it is. But, I'm 40. That's I remember the 1st of January 2000. And it's here. It's here. Match day has arrived. We're at home. We entertain Orsha. Look around there. These are the teams that are going to be up against us this season. Gomel are looking to clinch the title. Naftan are fighting for their lives to stay in the division. They're look at Sputnik. They're facing a team called Sputnik Rishitsa. What a name that is. That's potentially my favourite team now. I think they're going to be... I know they're up there in 3rd, but what a name. And this is the first team sheet we're going to submit to the league. So, as you can see there, this is going to be the lineup we're going to go with. So, Golovenko in goal, Roshkov, Galetsky, Shumilov, Shukholminov, Shishnetsky, Selenznev, Mirevesky, Lovets, Abramovich, Osipenko. I'm going to struggle with this, aren't I? I may have to just shout out the squad numbers, or as has been suggested already in comments on the previous video, give them all nicknames. So next season we may have a bunch of nickname players, or I might do an intensive learning how to pronounce Russian and Belarusian players' names. So that might happen. It'll be either or. But yeah, we'll do some highlights in this one. So here we are at home. Nobody in the ground by the looks of it. So maybe words got out that gate receipts are kept by some miserly landlord. So here's Abramovich blocked. It's got in. It's got in. We've taken the lead. Mirayevsky has given me my first goal in charge of Arsenal. 15 minutes into my career, into my stewardship, into my tenure, however you want to announce it. Artem Mirayevsky has taken 2 bites of the cherry, but has still managed to put us in the lead. And very happy with that. Very happy indeed. But as I say, it feels weird. The stadium's quite nice, to be honest. This arena, this 4-tiered, 4-sided stadium. Abramovich now with the ball, takes 2 chances, pulled it back. Lovett, what a strike that is. Sorry, I'm busy talking about a stadium that's got no fans in it. Meanwhile, Abramovich picks the ball up on the left. Lovely raking pass, by the way. It's poor in the sense he can't beat the man in the first instance, but does pick the ball back up. Ozipenko lays it back off, and Lovets from the edge of the area just drills it past the goalkeeper, puts us 2-0 up. 26 minutes played, kind of puts us in control of the game, which, obviously we're really, really happy about, because that sort of means that we've got... it's 3-0. Anton Abramovich has managed to ghost in at the back post. Who puts the ball in? That's a hell of a ball in, by the way. There's Lovets, Roshkov. What a ball. His first time as well. Abramovich just peels off the back of his marker, because they look like they're defending really narrow. And Abramovich has peeled off the back and then just slotted home from relatively close range. Gives us a 3-0 lead. This is... and we're moving to fourth as well. Really putting the pressure on Sputnik now. Overtaken Lokomotiv Gomel, who were in fourth coming into the match. XG looks good. 0.97. Absolute zip for Orsha. They've had nothing. They've literally had absolutely nothing. No shots, none on target, obviously one corner. Possession-wise, we've got 62% of the ball as well, so we're actually doing pretty decent. It's not just a smash and grab. It's mainly happening in and around the middle of the park, though, so it's getting quite congested. But, as far as the start of the season goes, this is pretty much perfect for the first 45 minutes. Certainly happy with that. Very, very happy indeed. Ball's come out now. Lovets tries to play the ball through for Ozipenko. It's picked out. And it looks like Orsha are going to be on the counter-attack. Now, that's a great ball in. No one's picked him up. Lovely finish. But, it's quite reminiscent of the Abramovich goal, towards the back end of the first half. But, again, he's just peeled off that centre-half there, hasn't he? Who's not really watched his run. So, that's a bit worrying. Although we are playing a 20-year-old midfielder at centre-half, because of the fact we only had 2 players who were under the age of 20. We've obviously had 4 because we've got a couple on the bench, but we need to play 4 and 1's a goalkeeper. So, that's close. So we're struggling really to get the under 20s in the starting lineup. So I'm not saying it's him that's watched the player go, but it's possible, isn't it? But, it'll be fine. Don't worry. Nice ball here. Pulled back. Good save. Golovenko proving that's why I said we needed strikers in the team meeting. In fact, actually, to be honest, 3-0 up. Here goes Ozipenko. Lovely ball. Route 1 at its finest there. Nice little save from the goalkeeper, by the way, because that was just like straight up Golovenko all the way up to Ozipenko. Nice save, of course, by the goalkeeper. Ball comes back out. Abramovich now. Pulled out. Pick that one out. Love it. Just drills it from about 20 yards, I'd say. That's a cracking goal. Absolutely cracking goal. Yes, mate. Beautiful. 4 goals for the season. He scored 2 in this match. That's fantastic. What a performance that is. From if this is not players playing for the shirt and saying, look, we want to be here next year. Here's Ozipenko again. He's through. Great block by the defender there. These players, they want to be here next season. This is what I'm picking up from it. Really, really happy. Really happy. 4-1. No one's going to offer you that as your debut match, but that's exactly what you want, isn't it? Brilliant performance. Everyone's played well. Even the midfielder who's playing Galetsky, the midfielder who's playing at centre half, he actually had a pretty decent game, to be honest. 7.1. Something to build on. Bit of confidence. That's us 3 wins in a row now. Love it. Man of the match, 8.4. Very, very happy indeed. Bit of backroom stuff. We've managed to tie Mirievski down to a contract. He was going to be out of contract in the summer. It's probably, he's got a release clause in there for £4,000, but, in this division, he's worth 800 quid, so 4 grand, brilliant. Also worth noting, and this is fantastic, look at his previous club, underdog. So he's genuinely played for the underdogs. Like, I love the Belarusian league. This is like, just inject it. I'm fully committed now. Like, Arsenal against Gomel. We're taking on the league leaders. This is going to be brilliant. Like, same side that's gone in the previous match. Why change the winning formula? Obviously, I mean, granted there'll be people on the other Arsenal TV will be kicking off at the end if it all goes wrong, but hopefully it won't. And we'll, I mean, even if we just try, this is when we'll learn about the team. What have we got? What are we lacking? Gomel, they're the champions elect, so we probably weren't expected to be in the playoff. So let's just see. Let's just see is all we have to do. I'm not saying anything, but let's just see. Probably play a slightly. I don't want to go too deep in the defensive line, so let's maybe move up ever so slightly, because I don't know if anyone's played the beta and realised that like a high defensive line with an offside trap doesn't work, but also sitting really deep tends to invite too much pressure, and I'm not 100% sure of the defence. Plus, of course, the fact we've still got that 20-year-old midfielder in the defence. I don't want to sit too low, because presumably they're going to come at us, and they're going to come at us pretty hard. So, they've got that front four. So, yeah, why invite more pressure on yourself? That's the question we probably need to ask, isn't it? Shakida looks like he's doing pretty well, so we need to try and close him down a bit. And he's actually coming up from fullback as well, so we maybe need to double up on him. Because obviously, I quite like that sort of iPad that you see there. You do get quite an extra bit of information, which is really good. And I know, obviously, as we go further down in the save, then we might start putting. There might be ways for us to put more screens on there, or like other different stats. Like, let me know down below in comments like what sort of stats you want to see while the games are on. Also, if you like this, that's a great. But oh no, that's Muzichenko. It's a long ball, is it? It is a bit of a long ball over the top. Goalkeeper comes charged out. That's a lovely animation, by the way, of the goalkeeper fully spread it out on his knees, but he just dinks it over him, which again is another cracking animation. The match engine on this year is very, very good. I was going to say, like, give me a shout as to what sort of how you want to watch the matches. Like, we did a couple on the beta which were going to be 2D, and then like started to move to 3D, and then do you want sideways view? Do you want director's cam? Like, do you want the TV broadcast view, which kind of is quite nice, but it's probably better if you're streaming rather than sort of doing YouTube possibly. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think's best. I mean, I personally like this sort of director cam because it moves stuff around. It's a bit more visual. But as I say, you guys get a say on this. If you guys don't want that, then fine, we'll do what you guys need, because you're the ones that are watching it. It's just me that's sitting here playing it. So yeah, it's disappointing obviously to concede that early goal. We're not really getting into it, are we, at the minute? I know we've gone from cautious to balanced. We've made a couple of changes. The defensive line's gone a bit wider because we were quite narrow. So we're now obviously going to have to redo that. We're playing with underlaps as well rather than overlaps. Just giving you all my tactics here as to what I'm doing. I also have pressing, tight marking, hard tackling, and short and weaker foot on the two wingers because I figured they were going to be dangerous, and it has been proved correct so far. So it hasn't necessarily worked because, as you can see, we've generated nothing. So maybe we need to do something at half time. What am I learning about the players so far? Right, I'm learning that we're up against the league leaders. We're not as good as the league leaders yet. Like, they're top of the league for a reason. Can we fire them up? How are they going to react? They're motivated. That's good. That's good. We need to get them motivated. Come on. That's part of my characteristic that we've got down as motivators. So let's convince them that they're better than this. Like, if we can get a goal back, then then something, that's fine. It's like, a point is fine. Give those fans who haven't turned up to the stadium, you're playing in front of an empty stadium. You might as well, do something. Imagine it's full. Imagine all those 1,600 seats are full. How would you perform then? That's what I need to be getting into these players' heads. Hopefully we can get something out of this second half, because it would be a shame to, after 2 games, have a defeat. And I know that sounds silly, but they've won 3 on the trot. I don't know what their mentality is like. If they lose, I don't know what their mentality is like. Like, it's said that we've got leaders. It's time now for these leaders to step up and show that they're leaders, really. And I guess we've got 45 minutes to find out. I hope we've got leaders. I hope we do. But if not, transfer window's open shortly. Let's buy some leaders, or acquire some leaders on a free transfer, presumably from local teams. I guess that's sort of the tactic we're going to end up having to use, or loan players in. Great save from the goalkeeper there. We're not really doing anything, are we? We're not getting anything. It's another 10 minutes gone in the second half. We've still not registered a shot. Just a sign of intent. That's all we need. Just a sign of intent. There's a lot of space. Like, defensively now, we're sat quite bunched, contained. That's a nice clearance. That's fine. But look at the distance between Ozapenko, the striker, and the midfielders. There's like a really, really big gap. So maybe need to bring Ozapenko back in a little bit, but they're almost forcing us back into our own half. So I don't know. Tricky one, isn't it? Do I move players up? Do I start doubling up, try and get my players working as wing backs and sort of pushing on? So push my wingers a bit further forward, get my wing back coming up as well to double up as obviously we're not working overlaps, but maybe that might work. I'm not sure. Could potentially look to make some changes. Let's see. We might as well have a look at players, We might as well have a look. Like, I don't know enough about them, to be honest, to say whether this is the right team or whether we need to change it or not. So let's just stick him in. He'll be fine. Make a change there. Bring a 39-year-old on. Bit of experience. That's what we need. An experienced head. An hour gone. Come on, what can we do? He's obviously not got the legs for a full match. Voronkov. Is it Voronkov? Yeah. He's obviously not got the legs for 90 minutes, but maybe he can just instill a bit more confidence, a bit more belief in the players. That's what he's coming on for. Show me your experience. What can you bring to this side that has been lacking so far? Here's Abramovich, hugging that touchline. We're playing a little bit wider. Again, just trying to see if we can stretch. Lovetz has just shot wide. Because I don't think they're defending as narrow as Orsha did. So we are having to go quite wide now. I think. Let's try and sort of get a bit more space. But, I guess we just keep trying everything. Do we move line of engagement up a smidge? I know we're saying that we've got a big gap between Ozapenko and the midfield, but at least if he's a bit further forward on, then we can play a bit more direct, and maybe a mistake, Ozapenko goes up, defenders can't get to it, we can challenge for the second ball, I'm guessing is potentially the way that we might have to look at it. Might have to try and sort of change the mentality a bit more. I mean, we're up into positive now. Like, do we then have to go to attacking? Like, at what point do we suddenly go, right, let's just throw some stuff at this and try and turn the screw? Like, how badly do we want this point, really? I guess is where we're at. Quite badly is the answer, especially now Volner are winning. Don't want to see that. Seeing Volner leading, that's not exactly making me feel good. As I say, the other Arsenal TV are going to be kicking off now. So, don't want that. Need to try and keep the fans on side. Because they're staying away in their droves at the minute. So we need to give these people something when they turn up. We're going to make some more changes. Roshkov. He's one of our better players, isn't he? I mean, Galetsky is having quite a poor game, granted, but I feel bad for him. I feel bad that he's in there. He's only got 6, though, to be honest. He's not playing that badly. But then again, I guess it's relative to the rest of the team, isn't it? If everyone else is playing average, then, if he's playing a little less average, then, maybe it's sort of highlights that. I'm pressing a bit more onto the left-hand side because I spotted on one of the maps that a lot of our players coming down the left. So my thinking being that if we just try and overload on it, we might be able to force a mistake. Possibly. You can't take players who are under 20 off, can you? Forgot about that. Yeah, you have to have 2 players under 20 on the pitch at all times. Forgot about that, so we can't even bring him off. He's literally got to try and sit out the entire match now and just hope for the best. Like, can he play better? Voronov. Oh, what a strike that is. Voronov, that's why we brought you on. 39-year-old with a wand of a right foot. Oh, look at that. Keeper gets a hand to it, but just push it up into the roof of the net. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. 9 minutes to go. I think we've rescued a point. Very, very happy there. Right, now let's start restructuring. Oh, I'm happy. I'm very happy now. Okay, restructure. Pull everyone back. Get everyone set. We've got a point. Let's not do anything silly now. Let's try and preserve what we've got. And I feel bad for shutting up shop quickly, but I guess we have to shut up shop very quickly. Kurgan's going to come on because we're going to put a defender on in place of a winger because Mirievski's picked up a bit of a knock. So we're going to do a massive rejig now, try and move Koronkov back into midfield, but in a sort of deep line midfield role. Maybe move Lovitz out, I think. Kind of need to work out what we're going to do with someone on the right wing because we don't technically have a right winger on the pitch now. So let's just sort of move players around, be fine. Like, it's all just, it's fluid at this point. Just everyone's job now is just to not lose, right? So just do whatever you can to not concede. Like, just 7 minutes of concentration. And I think at the minute we've got a fullback playing right wing and a left back at the centre. Hang on, right. Change that out. Defensive down. That's fine. Engagement down. Right. Okay, everything's fine. Go. Right, come on. Let's get back on it. It'll be alright, come on. Change everywhere. We've got no, I've got Abramovich at centre back. What am I doing? 3 points now between Sputnik and me. I obviously haven't really paid attention here because Abramovich is at centre half. Good ball in, headed away. Voronkov pulls it back. Great save by the goalkeeper Kurgan, the fullback who's playing up front by the looks of it. What on earth am I doing here? This is crazy. Like, welcome to Belarusian football. Lovitz, just hold on the ball. You don't have to do anything silly now. Come on. 2 minutes of time added on. Pulls the ball back. Cleared. Right, just put your foot on it. Just nothing daft. Just retain possession. Roshkov, great ball in. It's Lovett. Oh, we've done it. We've done it. We've nicked it right at the end. Oh, can you believe it? 2-1 right at the 93rd minute. Lovett with his third goal in 2 games. Like, I still don't know what I've done with the other positions. Like, no idea how we've got away with this. I've got no clue. This is an absolute smash and grab. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Final whistle goes. Get in. Final whistle goes. 2-1 victory. Look at that for XG. Look at the change of it in the second half. That's fantastic. That's brilliant. That's what you want. Voronkov's had a brilliant game when he came on. Those 39-year-old legs really changed the game. Lovett's again, like Lovett is playing fantastic, and Kozov as well. Koshkov is really, he's a couple of assists in the last couple of games. So yeah, that's brilliant. To put a dent in Gomel's potential title. I mean, they're still going to win the league. Don't worry about that. But we've at least delayed it for a week. And for us, we're now in the conversation for that playoff. Okay. This is pretty good, isn't it? I'm pretty happy with this. From being completely outplayed in the first half and nicking it right at the end, it's just the sweetest way of doing it, isn't it? Like, 4-1 in the first match, 2-1 in the second. A couple of games left to play until the end of the season. Like, we're in the mix now. We're in the mix for this playoff. Look at that, 1 point behind Sputnik. Oh, this is on. This is on, everyone. Like, we can do this. So, right, I'm going to play the other games, and I think, looking at how it's going to be now, we'll play the final game of the season. We'll come back for that. Then we'll do a bit of a sort of recap and a bit of an idea as to where we go going forward. So we do the transfer summer and get that done. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're invested like I am. If you've enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, put your notifications on. Any comments below would be much appreciated. Of course, anyone that stood out for you, players you think are doing quite well, players you think maybe aren't doing so well, and areas again that you think we should be looking to improve for next season. So, as I say, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you very soon with another video of the Journeyman at the other Arsenal.